It's finally that time, Suns fans. For today's season preview, we're talking about the unbelievable, the indescribable, the undeniable sensation that is Bol Bol. There's no question about the tangible effect Bol Bol has on the home crowd. When he gets one of those electrifying dunks, or puts the ball on the floor at 7'3" and does something unique with it, nothing outside of a game winner will fire up the Footprint Center more. He's simply irresistible to the fan base. You can feel the energy in the building, you can see the reactions on the bench, and you can just sense how excited everyone is when Bol Bol succeeds. Listening to the players and even the GM, everybody is rooting for Bol Bol.
Bol's been fantastic, man. People love Bol.
He's just a great soul, man. I like being around him.
I mean, I'm geeked for him. Everybody, obviously the fans have their thing going with them.
You know, he's a magnet. I feel like out there, the crowd love him so much, and that wherever we go, it doesn't matter if it's home or away, we're just happy to see him out there too.
I'm thrilled. Bol's one of my favorite people.
Bol has this youthful energy and I want to say innocence, in the sense that he just goes out there and plays. Right? The people they cheer for him because just the way he approaches the game for someone his size.
Just a pure hooper, and that was clear when I was with him in Denver.
I love what he brings, man. I just love everything about Bol. You can tell that everybody loves Bol. We're rooting for him. Even the crowd, every arena we go to, they rooting for Bol.
We want to continue to encourage him. He's gotten, light years better in the summer.
He's willing to learn. He wants to learn. He wants to be out on the court. You'd be surprised everybody doesn't have that type of, mentality.
Bol did tremendous things for us. We all seen it.
We just want him to continue to build on this to a point where we expect him to do stuff like this even more every night.
Basically, this is how everyone felt when Bol Bol played last year. The question is, will Bol get consistent opportunities under a new head coach? Last season under Frank Vogel, over the first 2.5 months of the season, Bol played a grand total of 20 minutes over 7 appearances for the Suns. But once he proved behind the scenes that he was ready for his opportunity, he made the most of it. Phoenix went 18-6 last year when Bol played double-digit minutes, and in those 24 games, he averaged 8 points, 5 rebounds, and just under a block in about 16 minutes a game. He also shot 64% from the floor and 51% from 3. Some matchups aren't ideal for Bol Bol, but not playing him more consistently feels indefensible. Fortunately, the opinions of the front office, assistant coach David Fizdale, and even Suns players themselves may have won over coach Mike Budenholzer, who sounds amenable to giving him an opportunity.
From getting the job and being around, James and Josh and the front office and the guys that had watched the team last year, deciding to keep Fizz on the staff, there's a lot of, I'd say love or support or whatever words you want to use for how Bol can positively impact our team. And you look at some of the analytics when Bol and Nurk played together, were probably some of the best combinations for the team last year. I think learning and listening was really kind of won over with, he's somebody that can help us win. He's somebody that can impact winning. So I think we're excited about getting Bol back, and he's had a great summer in the gym.
Bud's not wrong about those analytics. According to NBA.com, lineups with Bol and Nurk in them posted a plus 12.9 net rating over 167 minutes together last season. The Suns also went 22-9 in those 31 games. So how can this 24-year-old force of nature make himself indispensable in the rotation? For starters, keep being a dependable shooter. The threat of Bol's 3-ball was the foundation of the rest of his game. As a career 29% three-point shooter entering his first season with the Suns, defenders tended to leave him open, and Bol made them pay, shooting 42% from deep last year. Notice how much harder they're closing out on him as the clip goes on? It was a small sample size of only 52 attempts, but if he can prove that efficiency is sustainable, it'll open up the rest of his game. Bol making threes opens up his impeccable ability to attack closeouts. A Bol Bol three-pointer feels more like 6 points because of the crowd reaction, so defenders felt compelled to close out on him once one dropped. At that point, Bol displayed how capable he is at attacking closeouts. His pump fake is so slow and sweet it might as well have been dipped in molasses, but it fooled defenders because his regular three-point release is just as methodical. Once his defender flew by, Bol had the handle and sweeping strides to either get to the rim, pull up for a mid-range jumper over any challenge, or even find shooters with a driving kick. Bol also has excellent body control for a guy his size. Because he shot a staggering 84% at the rim, Defenders had to be physical with him to keep him from getting to his spots or overpowering them with his length. But Bol had a counter for that too, thanks to his ability to rise up, square himself up to the basket in midair, and knock down the shot, sometimes even through contact. In many ways, his turnaround jumper is unassailable because there aren't many souls on this planet that can get a block or even a hand up on it. According to Cleaning the Glass, which filters out garbage time, Bol Bol ranked in the 99th percentile in efficiency on shots from the short mid-range, which is 4 to 14 feet away from the basket, as he shot 69% on those attempts. Nice. Defensively, Bol has to prove he can stay on the floor regardless of matchup. He was susceptible to getting played off the floor at times last year, but secondary rim protection from another 7-footer is valuable in this league. He also showed flashes of being able to contain ball handlers on the perimeter, putting that 7'8" wingspan to good use for blocks that fire up any crowd. According to the B-Ball Index, Bol was elite when he filled his role as a rim protector, ranking in the 97th percentile in rim points saved per 75 possessions, the 94th percentile in block rate on contests, and the 98th percentile when measuring how much worse opponents shot at the rim when defended by Bol compared to how well they'd normally shoot on those looks. Unfortunately, he only ranked in the 42nd percentile in percentage of rim shots contested, which is lamentable and one area where he can still be more active. Bol was a free agent this summer and he could have taken more money to go somewhere else, but it was commendable that he wanted to return to the first contender where he's shown signs of real promise, and at Media Day, he sounded very excited to be back in Phoenix.
I think it was just the best option for me to come back to be with the team that I was with last year, and everyone has high hopes in me and they just believe in me, and I think this was the best situation for me, and it was just a no-brainer to come back here.
Re-signing with the Suns was a sensible thing to do, just like it probably would have been for me to do this breakdown without so many terrible puns. But while that's regrettable and borderline despicable, it's just because we're so excited to re-enter and rediscover a Bol new world. Bol. Thanks for watching today's Suns season preview. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to the PHNX Sports YouTube channel, listen to the PHNX Suns podcast every day at 3 p.m. Go check out my written previews over at gophnx.com, and make sure to check back right here tomorrow for our next season preview on the return of Damian Lee.